Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. So I was reading the comments on the last video, and there was one person, I believe it was Manava13 or something like that. He mentioned the Lightray Grepher and Spiritual Light Art combo, and I had actually been planning on building this deck, but he put that on my mind early in the morning. So I went ahead and built the deck, and it works surprisingly well. Or it did when I first started, and then I got a few bad losses, and then I almost didn't post it, but I kept dueling and it started doing well again. So I decided to go ahead and show it to you guys. I'm sure y'all can probably improve this. I know at first glance it looks a little expensive. It does have two-dimensional alchemist, you know, the Kaiser Seahorse, and also the Dunamis Dark Witch. But the main engine of the deck, it's not expensive. The rest can be up for preference. So the main engine, it's obviously Lightray Grepher, which you can special summon him by discarding a level 5 or higher light monster. I don't use that effect very often. Most of the times I only use his second effect, which is the good effect. Once per turn you can discard one light monster, banish one light monster from your deck. And the reason why that's important is because with Spiritual Light Art you can tribute one of your light monsters and banish and target one banished monster. The downside is that your opponent can reveal one trap card from their hand to negate the card effect, but I never had anybody negate the effect. I feel like 95% of people will set their traps when they have them. They don't usually hold on to those unless you're playing Harpies. You don't want to set them so they don't get destroyed. But anyway, against this deck, everybody was setting their stuff. I never got the card negated. A really important thing about the card is that it doesn't specify that it has to be on your banished zone, and it also doesn't specify that it has to be a light monster. So you can actually special summon whatever that's banished, which is where Divine Knight comes in, because you can banish your opponent's monsters, and then if they're strong you can special summon them to your side of the field. So that's why I run two of them. The Kaiser Seahorse is because it allows me to summon Blue Eyes and Guardian Angel Joan, you know, using just one monster. That's the only reason he's in there, and he's also a light. But the majority of the times you're going to be special summoning either Blue Eyes or Joan, so you don't actually tribute, but it's there as backup. And then the Dunamis Dark Witch is just because it's a strong light monster. Dimensional Alchemist, it is kind of important because it's our other alternative to banish monsters, but it's a little more luck based because you don't know what card you're banishing. You're just hoping that you're banishing a monster. So anyway, two of those. I run two Storm because you can chain the spiritual light art, and you'll special summon your monster and you'll still destroy the back row. But you could probably change those for, you know, Mirror Wall, Metamorph, whatever you want. Two enemy controllers and one Windstorm to have a little bit of defense in the deck, because the monsters are relatively weak other than your high level monsters. So let's go ahead and jump into the replays. I am running or I have balance in the deck list, but you'll actually see that in some of these games I was using heavy starter because I was playing around with the special summon ability of Lightray Grepher, but it didn't come up too much. So then I switched to Beatdown, which just because it's my favorite skill and it works in the deck as well. And then I went with balance. So I'm still not sure what skill it's optimal. Even restart would be a nice skill. So I just went with balance. You'll for sure get one of your spell or traps. So anyway, this is the first replay. My hand is not super great, but anytime you open Spiritual Light Art and Lightray Grepher, you have a play. So I set the spiritual, summon Lightray, send Divine Knight from my hand in order to banish my blue eyes. He sets one card, summons Neo, the magical swordsman, tries to attack, and I go for the spiritual play. I set him in defense mode in case of enemy controller. That way he couldn't econ take and just hit me for 3000. So I draw, I get my Dynamis Dark Witch. Unfortunately with Yami on the field, she does go to 1600. But I'm able to get over the Neos with Blue Eyes White Dragon and then attack directly for 1600. My opponent, if I remember correctly, doesn't have an answer for Blue Eyes, so they actually surrender immediately. So that was a pretty easy win, but you saw basically what the main combo of the deck is. Let's go to the second replay. This was against Tea Burn, which you guys know how I feel about Tea Burn, so you'll probably see every Tea Burn win just because I like to see the deck fall. And this was actually in casuals, but it was a King of Games player, so I was happy that I beat him. Anyway, I'm still using Heavy Starter. I was also playing with Sorcerer's Spellwall for a little bit. I decided that the Windstorm was better. So I go first. I summon the Lightray. Banish my Blue Eyes by discarding Dimensional Alchemist. Activate Sorcerer's Spellwall just to get it off my hand for that annoying revolution. She goes Mask of the Accursed, which I don't mind because I do have Divine Knight in my hand, so I'm just gonna be tributing that Lightray. It's important that you still do your banish play, even if you don't have the spiritual card, just because it deck thins and you know, you're more likely to draw into your spiritual card if there's less cards in the deck. So deck thinning, it's always a good idea. She activated Burning Lance, destroying my Sorcerer's Spellwall. I tribute my Lightray for Divine Knight, attacking the Cocoon of Evolution and banishing it with the Knight's effect. She takes 500 from the Burning Land. At this point I wasn't sure if it was pure Tea Burn, just because, you know, the Cocoon of Evolution and the extra deck and the Mask of the Accursed, but everything else is pretty standard. She goes Cups of Ace, I draw 2, which it's great. And then she activates a second Mask of the Accursed. I draw into enemy controller, but I decide to storm the enemy controller that I know I'm not going to be using in order to free my Divine Knight, so that I can banish that monster when I attack it. However, I do summon Dimensional Alchemist, boosting him up for 8 to 1800, and I banish the Lady Assailant of Flames. There's another card that I was playing around with, the Fountain in the Sky. I actually never saw it when it was in the deck, so I was like, I guess you don't want to be played, so I just took it out. Anyway, I attack for 1800 directly. She takes 500 from Burning Lens, down to 1200. Pretty much has to beat me in this turn or I have the win. She has the third Mask of the Accursed, super annoying. Sets a monster and ends turn. I draw. I get another Spiritual Light Art. So I just set that. I summon my Lightray Grepher. Oh, that was actually my first Spiritualism. I attack. It turns out to be a Big Shield Garna. The face down must have been a bluff, or maybe attack and receive. But I'm able to finish the game with my Dimensional Alchemist. So you didn't actually see the combo in this one, but I beat a Tea, so you have to see that. You have to see that deck fail so that people stop playing it, because it's not fun. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the next replay. another Yami Yugi, Power of Dark, which kind of sucks because I do run 5 fairies in the deck. Anyway, a pretty horrible hand. I think this is the duel where I switch over to beatdown. He sets one monster, activates Raimei, and ends turn. I draw. I have my Lightray Grepher. I go for the play. Because I already have Blue Eyes in the hand, I banish my Divine Knight instead, attack into the Blast Magician and take 200 damage. So he summons Whiptail and just attacks over my Grepher. And I'm hoping for a spell or a trap because my hand is pretty bad. I do get enemy controller, which is awesome. I set my Kaiser Seahorse because that Blast Magician is not going to be able to get over it. Unfortunately, he does have Banner of Courage. He tributes the Whiptail Crow to summon the Disenchanter, and he misplaced by not flipping the Blast Magician, because that allows me to protect my Kaiser Seahorse, and I go ahead and tribute to summon Blue Eyes. I also finally drew into one of my Spiritual Light Art, so I'm going to be using that next turn. Summon Blue Eyes, activate Beatdown, and destroy the Blast Magician first because his effect does threaten Blue Eyes, even though he would need 5 counters on the monster. I didn't want to take the chance. So he sets another monster, I draw, I get another Spiritual Light Art, summon Dimensional Alchemist, activate the effect, and fortunately I banish my field spell, chain Spiritual Light Art, summoning my Divine Knight. Both of my monsters go up to get 600 attack boost, which is why Beatdown is so good. I decide to destroy his strong monster with Divine Knight so that it gets banished. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to show you this play. Or I wanted to show you that you're able to summon monsters that are on your opponent's banish zone. So I activate Beatdown. I destroy the Maiden. At this point I have enough damage to just finish the game with Blue Eyes. But for the sake of the video, I tribute my Divine Knight to summon his monster to my side of the field and then end the game with Blue Eyes. So that was the Divine Knight combo part of this deck, where you know, you destroy a strong monster that they have, and ideally you would have tributed something weaker, not the Divine Knight, but the game was already over at that point, so I did that just to show you guys. So this is going to be our 4th replay. And this is when I switched over to balance, and I started doing some more modifications to the deck, to the list that you finally see right there. I open up with the combo, which is Spiritual Light and Lightray Grepher. I discard my Dialk to banish Blue Eyes and just set my enemy controller. This was literally a beautiful hand, probably the best hand you can possibly get. Oh, I remember this duel. This duel was so annoying. So this is Clown, and I believe this one was at gold 4. I'm assuming that one of those cards is Desert Sunlight. I attack. He activates Mirror Wall way too soon, so that actually allows me to activate my my Spiritual Light Art. He chains Wild Tornado, which people, you can only negate continuous spells or continuous traps with Wild Tornado. In a chain, any normal trap, normal spell, or quick play spell is not going to be negated. Please know that and don't do what this man just did. Anyway, my Blue Eyes is able to get over the Clown even through the Mirror Wall, and I have the enemy controller in case he pays for Mirror Wall and summons something that can get over my Blue Eyes. He doesn't pay for Mirror Wall, however, and just sets a monster and sets another card. And this is where the duel just gets really annoying. I draw into Kaiser Seahorse. I attack the face down, which happens to be Pump Princess, and then I attack for 3,000 directly. So at this point, the game is pretty much over. However, he does have Shard of Greed, which is gonna get him 3 cards in his hand after he draws his normal card. He goes for Switcheroo, sets 1 card, and that's it. I can't remember if I played around Windstorm. I don't think I did, but obviously I should have, because he does have the Windstorm. Yeah, I didn't play around Windstorm. That ends up dragging the duel even farther, as the Pump Princess keeps getting counters. But Blue Eyes is super strong. They're still not really a threat in clown control for Blue Eyes, other than, you know, getting destroyed by effect. So he sets another card, sets a monster. I decide to go aggressive and tribute my Kaiser Seahorse for Guardian Angel. He activates enemy controller, so once again I can't finish the game this turn. Flipping over my Guardian Angel, I attack into another Pump Princess, so now I have 2 annoying counters every standby phase. You know, as annoying as Pump Princess is, it's a pretty good card. I need to make a deck using Pump Princess, because I have 3 of them. I just don't like using it because it's really annoying. So this is where the play gets interesting. I have my Lightray Grepher, so I decide to summon it and send my Divine Knight to the graveyard to banish the other one from the deck, and then I attack with Blue Eyes, and he goes Desert Sunlight. This would have prolonged the game a little bit more. However, when he targets my Guardian Angel, I chain my Spiritual Art to get my Divine Knight onto the field. So now I have enough attacks and enough damage to finally finish the game that should have been over a long time ago, if not for that Windstorm and the annoying cards. So anyway, let's go ahead and head into our last replay, which is actually a pretty quick one, if I remember correctly. And that's good because we're already at 18 minutes. So anyway, thanks again to the person that commented about this combo. You know, here it is. Hope this is kind of what you had in mind. And just a reminder that you know, I do read everyone's comments, and if you have any suggestions, any requests, if I have the cards and the time, I'll definitely make a video on it. So anyway, he goes Thunder Dragon. Oh yeah, I remember this replay. Pitches a Thunder Dragon to get 2 more out of the deck, and then he goes Polymerization to summon the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. My hand is pretty good. I have a Spiritual Art Light, I have enemy controller, I draw into another enemy controller, so it just got even better. I discard my D-Alk to banish Blue Eyes and set my entire back row. The cool thing about Spiritual Light Art is that when paired with Econ, it can be pretty broken, because you'll see the play. He tries to attack my Lightray Grepher. I activate Econ Take. His Thunder Dragon happens to be a light monster, so I'm able to tribute it to summon my Blue Eyes. So not only did I get rid of his monster, I got to summon my Blue Eyes using him as the cost. I draw into Windstorm, so I can't OTK, but I still attack 3,000. I have Windstorm, I have enemy controller, not a lot he can do. He kind of realizes that and just ends turn. I draw into Storm, which doesn't do anything, but the game's already over. just finish him with Blue Eyes, and there you have it. Another really fun deck that you can use. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. And always remember to cater the decks to your liking. I just give you the basic engine, which is, you know, Lightray and Spiritual Light Art. Everything else, you decide what big light monsters you want to put on there. You decide what support cards you want to use to help out. Hopefully you try it out, and if you do, please let me know how it went for you. That's gonna be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.